Okay, it's that time of year again. For all you friends, family, and fellow pyros, it's my 2019 Firework Stash. Got a lot of help from James and Robert at Profireworks. So pretty much everything I have this year came from Profireworks. They were able to work some good deals, and we got some good wholesale prices. So hopefully we're going to have a show and we can hit some holy crap moments. I'd love to have that. So without any further ado, what we're going to do is come into here, and I have two that I'm told are pretty decent fountains. They're the crackling dragons. I guess they go about 20 feet in the air, so I got to find a place to put them this year so they don't set off everything else. So they'll be my first thing. Then after that, we have a case of kill shot. I've had that before. It's a mediocre break. It's not bad. It works good. If you want, we'll try to get in on the zoom in on the performance a little bit. I'm not going to sit and read all the performances. That would get really boring. Then after that, we have a case of the Hit the Road Jack. Kind of have that one every year. Performance description. Let's see if I can get this in here. That one's a pretty good cake. We get that every year. We love it. This is harder to get to with my lighting. Sorry about that, people. But that's Saturday Night Special. We've had that one for many years. Last year couldn't find it, so it became an issue. Now we have Black Widow, Heathens. And that's part of one of the Profireworks series that they had. They had a real good price on it. I think a whole case was like about $100 for 4 of them. So it worked out really good for us. Next to that is Wicked. That's a leftover from last year. That one kind of didn't shoot. I can't remember if we had a failure on the module or a failure on the person wiring it. Then we have some more here. Sky High. Next Chapter, and a couple others. This is another set from Profireworks. They had a whole bunch of these sets that they had for sale, and I was like, well, I'll try them out. Let's see what they do. I did look at the videos, so they are fused together, a couple of them, and that way they're going to be very active. I don't like a real slow show. I don't like a fast show. So all total, our show should be about 34 minutes this year. Last year's was 38. Some more of the Profireworks sets. We had a good time with the, they look good. I'm going to make sure I try to keep them together. And like I said, we got a lot of sets from Profireworks. Working with James and Robert gave me some good deals on these sets. So I was like, okay, we'll just keep adding them. I'm sorry I covered up a lot of the names because I've already wired them because I ran into the GOTS this year. I got busy at work, I got hernia surgery, and then I got lazy. So it came a little bit awkward. Okay, so now we have some Magnus. According to Robert, they're possibly at Profireworks going to be moving into magnets away from brothers. So we're going to see, do they compete with each other or not. So this is the Time to Honor and Lucky One. These were part of another kit with Pyro Envy, I believe, and Own It, or Own. They look pretty decent. They're pretty big cakes. We're going to see what they do. Hopefully, if they give brothers a run for their money, I'd have no problem buying Magnus. And we have this one. I got a full case, Smoking Aces. I've had this one many times. It does not let me down. I love this cake. Then next to that is the Massive series. This one I have 4 of the Crackle. It is a good Crackle cake. I mean, it's 10 shot. They're almost a 2-inch. It's kind of quick, but it's an awesome cake. I have had some of the Massive flower pot on me, but that's a good thing we're not near them when they go off. Then you have Massive American. I've had this one. Like I say, I do a lot of the Massive series. They're good. Then above that, we have Concussion, EMP, Stun, and Flashbang. That's the big ordnance package at Profireworks. Most of them are okay. Concussion right there, he needs help. So if you're going to set him off with something else to go along with him, because he's going to get real boring. It's not big breaks. It's just kind of, you know, slow and steady. So it's not really that great. This is a new one for us, Storm Chaser. That was recommended by Robert. He said it's supposed to be an awesome cake. Well, I looked at the video and it looked okay. I won't say it was great. We'll see. It's supposed to have big loud breaks, but I have to wait and see because, you know, videos, either they video them in a valley so they can, you know, get the echo, or they're real close to them. So, you know, videos are what they are. This one's Nuclear Disaster. He's a leftover from last year. He did not fire. I think it was in my finale. I had some issues in the finale. I don't know why, but you know, I'm only thinking it's my Cobra had a bad problem. I don't know, because I check continuities, and after I wire each one of these, I check continuity and then short the leads together just to make sure I'm at a low resistance value. So now we have only one of Massive Brocade. Couldn't find that one this year. And he's a leftover from last year, which is a good thing. I kind of like it. It's a good brocade break. And we've done this one before. This is Massive White Strobe. And it is a good strobe cake. And then I think last year they came out with the Massive Red, but I didn't get one or find them. But this year I have 2 of them. So, you know, my philosophy is put the white and the red together when they go, so you get a nice effect of 2 different colors and a nice crackle effect. Hopefully it works out for us. Then down below here, which is a shiny package, which makes it videoing hard, is 4 Blonde Jokes. We've had those many years. Not bad. I keep getting them. And above that is a case of Highfalutin. Highfalutin is not what you'd call a great cake. It's a very long duration cake. It's a great filler cake. So if you want to slow down your show a little bit, use Highfalutin. I think it's like 45 seconds. So it's not big tubes, not big breaks, but just busy. And above that, we have Dark Horse. We've been doing these, I mean, for a cheap little cake. I mean, I think when they first came out, they're like 10 bucks. And now they're like 15 or so. They're not a bad cake. They're pretty decent. I like having them in. I mean, I don't go for everything that's super big break, but some things just, you know, they just work when you put them in the show properly. Above that is another series from Profireworks. See if this one will come in, since it's dark. You know, Always Dreaming and 2-Step. I have those fused together, so when they go, they should go together. And then you have Caged and Eclipse. I have those 2 fused together. So, and then there's another one that goes with that group, is Diesel and Believer. And I think when we were looking at the videos at Profireworks, they look pretty damn awesome. So, I mean, for a small lightweight cake, they look like they should be pretty decent. Below that is a angle cake. Is slow mo. Haven't had it before. The video looks pretty damn decent with it, so I figure I'm going to try that one. I always try, look at videos all year long, find out which ones I want to get. That one kind of fit my fancy, so I kind of liked it. And then just because I believe is a like a small sprinkler cake. I've never had luck with sprinkler cakes. Half of them either didn't fire or stopped firing halfway through, and they were a pain in the butt. But this one looked pretty decent. So he's going to go up with fountains at the same, nearly the same time. So when the fountains hit their peak of 20 feet, these should go off. So this should give me a nice little effect at the beginning of the show. Hopefully it works out for us. Then below that is cheap thrill. There's a case of cheap thrill. There's 8 to a case. It is an angled cake. It's a 14 shot. I've seen it. It's interesting. I mean, Black Diamond does make good stuff. Magnus makes an angle cake. This is Vroom Vroom. I picked these up last year. I think it was from Star Spangled Novelties, and it wasn't bad. But Profireworks had them this year, and it looked pretty decent. So hey, try them again. We'll go for it. And after that, we have Big Sexy. This is a big cake. I think it's got multiple, like 1 inch, 2 inch, straight and fan. So it's basically going to be very active. It's kind of like 3 Wishes. They're very active. And they're big cakes. I mean, so if you get them, get ready to pay some money because they're active and they're big. No Daring Deborah this year because Profireworks does not do window, so I'm out of window this year. Sorry, folks. Then after that, we have a case. We have them every year. It's another small cake, but it's an active little cake. It's nice. It's very nice. Irish Legend. I will run a couple of those together at a time. Sometimes there'll be 4 of them at a time. It'll get very fast and interesting. I like getting the roller coaster ride. Keep your hands and feet inside the car while the show is going. Right above that we have Old Ironside. Got a case of those. Some of these things I think are supposed to be going away next year, and I can't remember if Old Ironside was one of them. I've had that one for 5 years now, and I've yet to have been disappointed by it. It's kind of like a double break active shot. Really, really nice. No Limit. That's a new one this year. Have not had that one. It's one of those, hey, let's get 5 for $100 or something, one of those cheap sales. But sometimes that's how I got the Dark Horse, is they had the real cheap sale and pick them up and it's like, hey, they're not a bad cake. I mean, it's active. It's good. Down below, the Real McCoy. I believe this one definitely is going away next year. This one is really, really nice. I like this one. It's also a very heavy package. I don't think you're going to have to worry about taping him down. That thing's like 20 pounds. And it's all the clay and mud in the bottom of it. But it's a good cake. Can't go wrong. Now, the big hitter. The Chronic. We have 4 of those. Once I got a hold of those and seen what they did, there was no going back. People, if you don't have a lot of room for the Chronic, don't buy them because they have one hell of a break. It almost looks like it's going to land in your lap when it's done. And we get them every year. I know Motor City Fireworks came out with their own The Chronic, but they don't stand a snowball's chance in hell according to, with the big product. You can't go wrong with them. This is another new one. This is one we had last year. Is Gold Volcano. It was not bad. It was really, really nice. I put it near the finale. It came out really nice. So we had to get a couple more of those. And they'll probably go back by the finale again. And then we have a case of Dark Horse. Like I say, I got those once when they were on sale for almost nothing. And they were awesome cake. I mean, they just did good. I put them in the front of the show and was kind of amazed at what they did. I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be lame. I'll put it at the front of the show, you know, build up that nice little, you know, little hill there. Nah, this thing just kicked off, and it was like, okay, I'm good with it. Above that is a new one this year. I don't even know if I can get it to show the name. Called Wicked Willows. This is a willow effect, long hang. According to the pictures, hopefully this lives up to its hype. I've got 4 of them. These things break and they just keep dropping, and they almost can land to the ground. That's how long of a hang time these have. I'm going to enjoy this because this is 24 shot. It's kind of like their Enter the Dragon canister shells with the big willow effect. But I did not get any of the Enter the Dragon shells. They're a little more too pricey for what I would really want. They look good, but I'm sorry, at 160 bucks, a little bit high for me. I mean, I buy a lot of fireworks, so you know I got to watch my dollars. Above that, we had this one last year. It's another one of those on sale special things. Beast Mode. I mean, these are not the ones that are going to knock your socks off, but they're going to basically make you happy. They're not going to, they're not going to give that break that's going to be 5 miles and, you know, set car alarms off 4 miles away. I mean, they're not like that. They're just good breaks. Next to that is Black Hole Sun. I like this one. It's not what you'd call a big break, but it is a ring break. It's a nice effect. It's nothing that's going to be in your face stuff. It's just a nice ring, and it really works good for me. I've always had these, and once I seen them, I was like, okay, it's not a fancy big break like the Chronic, but it's a nice break, and it's something different than all the other breaks. Then next to that, we have a case of Triple Crown. I've had these 17 shot. They're not a bad little cake. I kind of like them. They're basically like almost like a Daring Deborah. There is a 3 shot at a time. It works good for it. It's a little bit of an angled a W cake, so it works for me, and I love it. Below that is a case of Pure Intensity. I've had these a couple years now. I always get Pure Intensity, and when I get Pure Intensity, I gotta have Crimson Rage. They gotta go together. Crimson Rage is a big red to strobe, and Pure Intensity is a bright white to strobe. So whenever I do these, it's always got to be 1 Pure Intensity and 1 Crimson Rage get together at the same time. That should make an awesome display. Then below that, first year doing them, is 2 Wacky Tobackies. Never done the 9 on the board, but it's got awesome breaks. But this year, I did a surprise with these. These are going to give me a holy shit moment when it's all said and done. Can't tell people what it is, but it should be awesome. Hopefully it all works the way I got it set up, because it's going to go good. Below that, over on the other side, we got some more of the the cases that Profireworks pushes for everybody. Get these. So, hey, I'll try them. Sometimes these little cakes that are in these assortments will surprise you. I mean, there may be 1 or 2 real good cakes out of 6, and the other ones are mediocre. Well, you take the mediocre, put them together, and let them kick ass together. I mean, you don't have to fire everybody one at a time. Fuse them together, set them off together. I mean, make it interesting. Below that, we didn't get these last year, and my buddy in arms was really hurting. He was painstakingly pissed because he couldn't get them. But this year, we got them. A full case of Whiskey Tango. He seen those and seen we had those. He was happy. He has some certain ones that he likes, and I have certain ones I like. So once we get them all worked out together and we kick ass. Well, that's the cakes. Now let me move around here and see if I can get the canisters in. So my canisters start here. They're already set up and ready fused. I have probably 420, 430 canisters, tubes. And these are all set and ready to rock and roll. I've got a couple that I got to take care of. I got some homeless ones in here. I got to find a home for them in the show. My show right now is 34 minutes. I don't want to have to rebalance it. So I'll just stick these in wherever I can get them to go. So we're getting ready. We're going to be doing them on the 6th of July this year. Hopefully this all works out for us. The weather right now is not looking the best, but we'll see what we can do. So from the fireworks world, bye.